All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about Amazon Translate, but really, we're talking about something bigger. We're moving beyond just swapping one word for another. We're looking at how AI is trying to capture the actual soul of a language. We've all seen those clunky, awkward machine translations that just feel off. So let's start with a big question. What if a machine could actually get the tone, the style, the feeling behind the words? That's the real challenge these modern services are trying to solve. And that brings us to this idea of nuanced translation. The goal here isn't just a simple dictionary lookup. No, it's about making sure the translated text flows naturally, that it has the same style, so it sounds like a real person actually wrote it. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this thing actually performs. We're going to put Amazon Translate on the spot with a quick live demo. So here's our sentence. It's pretty simple, pretty enthusiastic. You've got the casual hey, and that little intensifier, super passionate. Now, let's see what happens when we throw this into Arabic. And boom, there it is. The first thing you notice is just how fast that was. I mean, it's practically instant. For things like live customer support chat, that kind of real-time speed is an absolute game changer. But here's where it gets really clever. In Arabic, like a lot of other languages, adjectives have a gender. And based on the name Noreen, the AI figured out the speaker is female, so it used the correct feminine form for the word passionate. Honestly, it nailed it. That was really impressive, I have to say. But it does make you wonder, is it always that good? Does it catch every single little thing? Well, let's poke it a little bit and find out. Okay, check this out. This shows you just how sensitive these models can be. Watch this. I'm just going to take out that one word, super, and whoa. For some reason, without that word, the model flips passionate to the masculine form. A tiny change in the input, but a pretty big mistake in the output. And here's another subtle but really important error. Arabic reads from right to left, which means the period should be on the left side of the sentence. But here you can see it's on the right, just like it would be in English. So the big lesson for developers is you still need to be aware of these little linguistic rules. A human eye is still valuable. Now, seeing these little quirks doesn't mean the tool is broken. Not at all. It just means we need to know how to take the wheel and steer it. So let's talk about how Amazon Translate gives you the controls to fine-tune the output and get exactly what you want. So you've basically got two main modes to work with. There's the real-time translation we just used, which is perfect for things like chatbots or translating a quick email. And then you have asynchronous batch translation. This is the heavy lifter, designed for translating massive amounts of documents all at once. And when I say massive, I mean it. This batch mode can chew through up to 5 gigabytes of documents in one go. Think about it. That's enough to translate your entire company website or a whole library of technical manuals in a single shot. Beyond just the mode, you get this whole dashboard of settings to tweak the translation. You can tell it to be more formal or informal. You can even ask it to be more brief, more concise. And of course, there's a setting to automatically mask any profanity, which is super useful for content moderation. But out of all these features, this one, custom terminology, is probably the most powerful. This lets you upload your own dictionary. So if you have special product names or unique company jargon, you can tell the service exactly how to translate them every single time. It gives you incredible control without you having to build a whole new AI model from scratch. So we can translate text and we can fine-tune it. That's great, but the real magic happens when you stop thinking of translation as the final product and you start thinking of it as just one step in a much bigger process. Let's walk through a classic example. Imagine you're getting customer reviews from all over the world. The first step is to funnel them all through Amazon Translate so they're in one common language, like English. But you don't stop there. The next step is to feed all that translated text into another AI service, like Amazon Comprehend, which is built for natural language analysis. And the result of that pipeline is just incredible. You can now analyze the sentiment of your entire global user base. You can see in real time if customers in Germany are happy, if users in Brazil are frustrated, or if feedback from Japan is just neutral. It unlocks a level of business insight that was almost impossible to get before. Okay, so after seeing all that, what's the real takeaway here? If you're a developer or a product manager or a creator, what should you really remember from all this? First, these tools are incredibly powerful, but they're not magic. Human oversight is still so important. Second, you have to be mindful of those little linguistic details we saw.
Things like gender and punctuation matter. Third, get your hands dirty with the customization features. They're there for a reason, especially custom terminology. And finally, think bigger. Don't just translate text. Use translation as the first block to build something even more powerful. And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. As this AI technology gets better and better at translating our words, the next big frontier is making sure it can also translate our true intent. Thanks for tuning in.